Hello and welcome back to Astromech Gaming's tutorial series on OBS Studio. In this episode, we'll be covering the initial setup for recording locally to your computer for later uploads to places such as YouTube. If you haven't already, please see the previous episodes for installing OBS and the basic overview of where things are found. For now, we're going to open up OBS and we're going to create our first scene. As you see in the lower left-hand corner, I have other scenes created. We're going to assume those aren't there for now. To create your very first scene, go ahead and hit the plus button here and name it, which we will call Tutorial Test. And then click OK. That'll be our scene here. Under Sources, we want to set up what we're going to be actually capturing. For now, we're going to do a game capture of Minecraft. So the best thing to do is usually have the game open already. Once it is open, go ahead and hit the plus button down here. And we're going to select Game Capture. You can also do Monitor Capture or Window Capture. Monitor Capture, or in this case called Display Capture, it'll capture your entire monitor. As you're seeing, that's what I'm doing here for this recording. You can see my Start menu in the lower left-hand corner. So anything you have open will be visible to what you're recording. When you are recording, it's not as big of a deal as you can edit it out later. But if you are streaming, just be careful if anything that you have visible on that entire monitor will be visible to anybody who is watching the stream. If you do game capture, it should only capture the game, and if you close it down, you'll have a black screen like we're seeing here. So we're going to go to game capture, and we're going to add a new one. We'll call it Test MC for Minecraft, and click OK. As you can see here, though, if you already have existing ones, you can use them in other profiles and other scenes. So you only have to add each game once in theory. Under Capture Any Full Screen Applications, we're actually going to uncheck that. Under Window, we're going to choose and find Minecraft here, which will be javaw.exe, which is Minecraft 1.9. We're going to select that, and we're going to click OK. That's now going to be in our test capture right here. As you see, it's not filling the screen properly. That's for a couple different reasons. That's because I don't have this game currently running in full screen on a different monitor, and we don't have the settings quite right yet. All right, now we're going to go into our settings and tweak the settings to best fit our needs. So go to File in the upper left-hand corner here and go to Settings. Under General, we'll keep that the same. Stream, we will not be touching now. We'll do that when we do streaming. And we're going to skip down to Output. Under Output, we're going to keep the output mode to simple. We're not going to touch the streaming settings currently. And we'll skip down to Recording. Under Recording, we want to set our recording path. I currently have it set going to the C drive and a temp directory just for testing purposes. You can change this by clicking on Browse and picking the directory you want to save all your recordings to. Under recording quality, this will be, unfortunately, something that will be trial and error. That's going to be a big theme with these tutorial series, where every computer's different, every hardware that you have may be different and have different things you need to consider. If you have a better graphics card and more hard drive space, you might want to put the quality higher. If hard drive space and CPU power and graphics card power are an issue, you might want to consider putting it lower. I have it right now in near the middle, which is going to be indistinguishable quality, so it is doing some compression, but it should look relatively the same as you'd see it on the screen. High quality is a nice little compromise. Lossless will be the best, but it will have very, very large file sizes and might be a pain for editing. So again, try these out, see which one works best for you. Record roughly 30 seconds to a minute. Try to keep the times consistent so you can see the different file sizes that are put out, how big they are, and whether the quality difference is worth the file sizes for you too. Under recording format, this is something I would check with your video editing software and see what format it likes the best. Currently I'm using MP4 because I'm using Adobe Premiere as we speak, and that is the one that I found works the best with that. Under encoder, I have it for the software X264. You can also use lower CPU usage here, which will increase your file size. But since I have a decent processor, I keep it here. Under custom mixer settings, which I can never pronounce right, I currently have something in there which I got from NVIDIA. Sorry, not NVIDIA, Avidia Zen, his tutorial series. I found this one works best for me, and you can tweak that. But for now, keeping it blank will probably be fine for you. Again, these are settings you might want to tweak more in depth later, but for now, I would even just keep this empty. Now we're going to jump down to audio. Under here, you're going to set what audio devices are going to be used. Most of you will have one audio device for your desktop and one mic auxiliary audio device. Just make sure you have the right one selected, which will generally be your speakers. And for the mic input, you'll usually have your microphone selected. It'll be a drop down, so just pick the one that works best that you're using, and you should see it show up down here. And when it makes noise, you should see the green bar go back and forth like we are seeing on the bottom. Under video, first set your canvas size, which will be how big you're capturing. Currently, we have it set at 1920 by 1080, which would be full screen on my monitor. And output will be, currently I have set the same. If you want to save smaller file sizes, you can normally go to 1020 by 720, 1280 by 720, my dyslexia there. And this will give you a smaller file size, slightly less quality, but for the most part, it'll be kind of hard to tell. So again, this is something that will be trial and error again. Pick which one works best for you. Downscale filtering, I keep it as default. And under common FPS values, I have mine set to 60 frames per second. You can also do 30 or any variation in between. I find 60 works the best personally. When you're leaving each one, be sure to hit apply if you make any changes. Under hotkeys, I currently have it set up where F9 starts my recording and F10 stops my recording. To change that, you can just click the button in here and choose what you want it to be. For now, I'm going to keep mine the same because that's where I like them. You can also do this for start streaming and for other things too. Under advanced, we're going to leave this as it is for now. If you make changes, be sure to hit apply and then click OK when you're done. And that's it for the basic setup. We've already added the game capture right here. And when I do go full screen on the actual game, it does go black for a second and comes in full screen here. Now when I play Minecraft, I can play it full screen. It looks good. Now to start your first recording, just go ahead and click Start Record in the lower right-hand corner here. It'll start recording, and when you're done, hit Stop Recording. As you see, it is the same button, and when it says stop, you will actually be stopping because you're already recording. So go out, have fun, tape your first game, upload it, and send us the link. We'll see you in the next one where we set up the streaming stuff.